A 30-day Stoic challenge to build resilience and inner peace. What would happen if, for the next 30 days, you stopped trying to control everything around you and focused only on what you could control? Imagine responding to criticism without losing your confidence. Imagine facing setbacks without immediately becoming discouraged. Imagine ending each day with a calmer mind, regardless of what happened. This is the promise of Stoicism, not a life without difficulties, but a mind strong enough to face them. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy practiced by thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Despite living nearly 2,000 years ago, they struggled with many of the same problems we face today: stress, uncertainty, anger, ambition, loss, difficult people, and the fear of failure. Their solution was simple but powerful: focus your energy on your own choices, accept what you cannot change, and develop the character needed to meet life with courage and wisdom. This 30-day Stoic challenge is designed to help you build resilience and inner peace through small daily actions. You do not need to become emotionless or withdraw from the world. You simply need to become more intentional about how you respond to it. Let's begin. Days 1 to 5, focus on what you can control. On day 1, divide a page into 2 columns. In the first column, write down everything currently worrying you. In the second, identify which parts of those situations are actually under your control. You cannot control other people's opinions, the economy, the weather, the past, or the final outcome of every effort. You can control your preparation, your attitude, your decisions, your words, and your willingness to keep going. This distinction is the foundation of Stoicism. On day 2, notice how often you complain. Complaining can feel harmless, but repeated complaints train the mind to focus on powerlessness. For 1 full day, avoid unnecessary complaining. When something goes wrong, replace "this is terrible" with "what can I do next?" On day 3, practice the pause. Whenever you feel irritated, anxious, or offended, wait 3 seconds before responding. Take 1 slow breath. Ask yourself, will my next action improve this situation? Most regret comes from reactions made before reflection. On day 4, choose 1 small responsibility you have been avoiding. It could be answering an email, organizing your room, making an appointment, or beginning an important project. Complete it without waiting for motivation. Stoicism teaches that discipline is not about feeling ready. It is about acting according to your values even when your emotions resist. On day 5, end the first stage of the challenge with an evening reflection. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I lose control of myself? What can I improve tomorrow? Do not judge yourself harshly. The purpose is awareness, not punishment. Days 6 to 10, build emotional resilience. Day 6 is about separating events from interpretations. Suppose someone ignores your message. The event is simply that they have not replied. Your interpretation might be that they are angry, disrespectful, or no longer interested in you. These assumptions can create suffering before you know the truth. Today, whenever you become upset, describe the situation using only facts. Remove exaggeration, prediction, and personal judgment. On day 7, deliberately accept a small inconvenience. Stand in the longer line. Take the stairs. Finish your work before checking your phone. Do not make yourself suffer unnecessarily, but remind yourself that discomfort is not an emergency. A person who cannot tolerate small discomforts will struggle when life brings larger ones. On day 8, examine 1 criticism you have received. Instead of immediately rejecting it, ask whether any part of it is useful. If the criticism is true, use it to improve. If it is false, there is no need to be disturbed by it. Your peace should not depend entirely on being understood or approved of. On day 9, practice negative visualization. Spend a few minutes imagining life without something you currently take for granted: your health, your home, your work, a close friendship, or the freedom to make your own choices. The purpose is not to create fear. It is to restore gratitude. Familiarity often makes valuable things invisible. On day 10, choose a past difficulty and identify what it taught you. Perhaps rejection made you more independent. Failure forced you to improve. Loss revealed what truly mattered. You do not have to pretend that painful experiences were pleasant. You only need to recognize that hardship can produce strength when you meet it consciously. Days 11 to 15, strengthen self-discipline. On day 11, begin the morning without your phone for at least 30 minutes. Do not immediately surrender your attention to messages, news, or social media. Use that time to think, stretch, walk, journal, or prepare for the day. Attention is one of your most valuable resources. Guard it carefully. On day 12, choose one pleasure to temporarily give up. It might be sugar, entertainment, unnecessary shopping, or social media. Abstain from it for the day. This exercise proves that your desires can make requests without becoming commands. On day 13, complete the most important task of the day before moving to easier activities. The mind often seeks comfort by staying busy with low-value tasks. Stoic discipline means choosing what is necessary rather than what is immediately pleasant. On day 14, practice speaking less. In conversations, listen without preparing your response. Avoid gossip, unnecessary arguments, and the temptation to prove that you are right. Silence creates space for better judgment. On day 15, review your habits. Ask which daily behaviors strengthen you and which ones weaken you. Choose one destructive habit to reduce and one constructive habit to repeat for the remaining 15 days. Character is not built through one dramatic decision. It is built through repeated choices. Days 16 to 20, improve your relationships. Day 16 begins with an important Stoic reminder: difficult people are part of life. Before meeting others today, remind yourself that you may encounter impatience, selfishness, dishonesty, or arrogance. This does not mean expecting the worst. It means refusing to be surprised when human beings act imperfectly. On day 17, practice empathy towards someone who irritates you. Consider what fears, pressures, insecurities, or experiences may be influencing their behavior. Understanding does not require approving of harmful actions. It simply prevents anger from controlling your perspective. On day 18, let go of the need to win one unimportant argument. State your view calmly if necessary, but do not turn the conversation into a battle for superiority. Sometimes protecting the relationship is wiser than protecting the ego. On day 19, perform one helpful act without seeking recognition. Offer assistance, share useful information, encourage someone, or complete a task that makes another person's day easier. The Stoics believe that human beings are naturally connected. A good life therefore includes contributing to the well-being of others. On day 20, forgive one minor offense. This does not mean allowing repeated mistreatment or removing healthy boundaries. It means refusing to carry unnecessary resentment. Anger often punishes the person holding it more than the person who caused it. Days 21 to 25, face fear and uncertainty. On day 21, write down one fear that has been limiting you. Then separate the realistic risk from the imagined catastrophe. Ask what practical steps could reduce the risk and what you would do if the feared outcome occurred. Fear grows in vagueness. It weakens when examined clearly. On day 22, take one small action you have been postponing because of fear. Make the call. Submit the application. Share the idea. Begin the conversation. You do not need complete confidence. Courage means acting while uncertainty is still present. On day 23, reflect on impermanence. Everything changes: relationships, careers, possessions, emotions, and circumstances. This truth can feel uncomfortable, but it also makes the present more meaningful. Appreciate what you have without demanding that it remain unchanged forever. On day 24, prepare for a possible obstacle. Think about tomorrow and identify what might interfere with your plans. Then create a calm response in advance. Preparation is not pessimism. It is a form of confidence. On day 25, practice saying, "I will handle what comes." You cannot predict every challenge, but you can trust your ability to respond with patience, reason, and courage. Inner peace does not come from knowing that nothing will go wrong. It comes from knowing that difficulty does not have to destroy you. Days 26 to 30, live according to your values. On day 26, define your core values. Choose 3 qualities you want your life to represent. They might be courage, honesty, patience, kindness, discipline, or wisdom. Then ask whether your current habits reflect those values. On day 27, imagine yourself 1 year from now. What decisions would your wiser future self be grateful you made today? Use that perspective to make one meaningful choice. On day 28, contemplate mortality. The Stoics used the phrase, memento mori, meaning, remember that you will die. This was not intended to create despair. It was a reminder to stop wasting life on resentment, fear, distraction, and meaningless comparison. Your time is limited, which is precisely why it is valuable. On day 29, write a personal Stoic code. Create a short set of principles you can return to during difficult moments. For example, I will focus on my actions, not external outcomes. I will pause before reacting. I will treat obstacles as opportunities to practice character. I will not sacrifice my peace to impress others. Finally, on day 30, review the entire challenge. Which exercise changed your perspective the most? Which situations still disturb you? Which practices are worth continuing? Do not measure success by whether you remained calm every moment. Measure it by whether you became more aware, more deliberate, and more capable of recovering when you lost your balance. Stoicism is not a 30-day transformation that eliminates every problem. It is a lifelong practice of returning to what matters. You will still experience disappointment. People will still misunderstand you. Plans will still fail. The future will remain uncertain. But you can learn to meet those realities without surrendering control of your mind. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It is the ability to experience pain without abandoning your principles. Inner peace is not the absence of noise. It is the ability to remain grounded while the noise continues. For the next 30 days, do not ask life to become easier. Ask yourself to become wiser, stronger, and calmer. Begin with what you can control. Accept what you cannot. And remember, no matter what happens around you, the decision about who you become is still yours.